Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Your mom says hi. So I'm just gonna jump right into this. Back at it with Ghostbusters again. Ghostbusters 4. I don't even know what the hell to call it anymore. It's apparently gonna be called Rust City, so let's just call it Rust City. Alright. So I know this came out on the 19th of this year, and I'm just catching up on it now. I purposely try to avoid news related to Ghostbusters because it's just going to do nothing but upset me. So, Leslie Jones, who had a role in the first remake of the Ghostbusters, the most recent one, the 2016 one, the Vagina Busters, we'll call it, put out a, what do you call it, a tweet, I don't know, on Twitter, and basically said anybody who likes this idea is a piece of shit. Now, here's what she said. So insulting, like fuck us. We didn't, D-I-N-T, count. It's like something Trump would do. Gonna redo Ghostbusters. Better with Men will be huge. These women ain't Ghostbusters. So annoying, such a dick move, and I don't give a fuck. I'm saying something. That's at Less Dog with 3 G's. January 19th, 2019, that she put that up there. So, as you can expect, that got some backlash. I mean, that's just the stupidest fucking tweet I've ever seen. And I've seen some dumb tweets, but this is just like, okay, first off, people never pass up a chance to insult Trump for some reason. I don't get that. All right, he's the president, deal with it. And it's a one-trick pony. Like, it's not even related to the movie. And they keep trying to politicize their bullshit. And that's what got their movie into trouble in the first place. And they can't see beyond. I mean, they've got their heads so far up their ass on these things that they're fucking eating their own breakfast again. Anyway, moving on. She eventually retracted her statement. And her retraction went like this. The point is, if they make this new one with all men and it does well, which it will, it might feel that boys are better. It makes my heart drop. Maybe I could have used different words, but I'm allowed to have my feelings just like them. Now, I'm a big proponent of free speech. You're absolutely right. You can feel however you want, and you can say whatever you want, okay? Does that make it okay to insult a bunch of people who just happen to be passionate about it? No, but again, I'm not going to be all crusty about somebody just saying what they want to say. What I do find interesting, though, is that she says, the point is if they make this new one with all men and it does well, which it will. So even she admits that this new movie is going to do way better than the one they were in. And rather than acknowledge that's because your movie was a piece of shit, and this one may be made properly, God willing, you're just going to go out and lose your mind on people and take it as a personal attack on you, Leslie Jones, that you're so important, that this is Hollywood and the movie maker and all the audience members and fans who've made you rich up until this point with lots and lots of money and fandom and just didn't like a movie that you were in. You're going to take that as an insult against you. Really. You thick fucking cunt. You know, that is just self-centric, can't see beyond themselves, stupid Hollywood-style bullshit that you see all the fucking time. And then we see more of it by the dumb shit that is Paul Feig. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I hate this man. I hate everything that he stands for. And although I did watch Spy and enjoy it, I think he's an abysmal failure. And he doesn't belong in Hollywood making movies because he's a joke of a person. He's a joke of a director. He got lucky a couple of times, and now he just needs to fuck off. But here's his quote. An absolute honest-to-God, never-ending supply of bullshit and hate from these trolls. So apparently, if you were a fan of something and not a fan of what they made, you're a troll now. Awesome. Leslie spoke her truth, and I support her. I'm very open to Jason's new version of Ghostbusters, but I'm also sad that our 2016 team may not get to bust again. God willing they don't get to bust again, Paul Feig, because the only thing they busted was Sony's bank account and my fucking patience for your garbage. Yeah, you know what? She is allowed to speak her truth, and that's fine. But you're going to go out there and insult your fans again. Not your fans, but fans in general, I should have said. And say it's a never-ending supply of bullshit. You know what the bullshit is? Is you coming out with a crap movie and expecting people to bend over and take it. And just accept whatever you throw out there. Now, I don't know what their purpose is. Are they doing this just to stay relevant? I don't know what you guys think. They can't honestly still believe, by acknowledging that this new movie will probably do well, they're already setting themselves up to say, well, see, it's just because of men and they hate the women. But, okay, that diminishes everyone who puts in work on this new movie if it does well and it is a good movie. So, from my understanding, it's not just going to be men, it's going to be men and women, okay, which I don't have a problem with. Like, I didn't have a problem with the first one being remade with all women. My problem was that it was made solely to be all women, and that was what they were pushing, and it had nothing to do with the story. It was just an agenda that they pushed. As long as they stay away from that in this one, and keep it for what it is, and just have it as an interesting bunch of characters, some male, some female. You know, I'm sure they're going to go with the United Nations spectrum. There's going to be a black guy, a Hispanic girl, an Asian, you know, because you have to have inclusivity today because, you know, stats determine movies for some reason. Regardless of that, if they do it right and they do it well, and the actors do a great job, and the writing team does a great job, and the effects don't look like they came out of a goddamn Sony Vegas studio, then, I should have said Adobe After Effects, but you get the fucking point. Then you're diminishing all the work that these people are putting into this movie, and maybe have legitimately made a good movie. Simply, you're going to sit there and say, no, the only reason this was good is because there was dick in it. There's men, and they don't like vagina, and all the successful women aren't really successful because reasons. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, but I really don't appreciate all this crap that's already coming up, and they're trying to demonetize what everybody may want from this movie, and already trying to attack this movie and say you shouldn't like this because it's not doing what we want. It's doing something that might be conducive to a good story, but it doesn't push our political agenda, so it shouldn't be allowed to be made. And because our movie was crap, and we got called out for it, and we didn't do well at the box office, that this one shouldn't either. I don't know. I'm so sick of the Hollywood style bullshit on this, where if you have a problem with something, if you just legitimately complain that this is not a good product, this is not a good movie, this is not a good Gillette advertisement, then they will label you to try to kind of win their argument. They'll say, "Oh, well, you just hate women." No, like that's not true at all. Well, you didn't like this movie because insert reason here. Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy to make that argument, and it's easy to just kind of just say, well, if you don't agree with what I want, then you're racist or homophobic or this, that, and the other thing, and ignore all the facts and the legitimate complaints. And I think that's what they're setting up to do with this already, is they're putting themselves into a corner where they can defend their piece of shit film that came out at the same time as try to make this movie fail if it's a good movie. If it's a bad movie, I hope it fails too. Okay? Because regardless of who acts in it, I want a good story. I want a good Ghostbusters movie. And I don't give a shit what the cast is. But if it's a good movie, it should succeed on its own merits. If it's a bad movie like theirs was, it needs to fail on its own merits. And that's what happened. And now they're just setting it up to further their own beliefs that the only reason this movie is going to be successful is not because of the good story, the good acting, the good direction. None of it. It's simply because it's got men and they had women, and it's a bunch of fucking Hollywood-style bullshit. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about it. I wish they would fuck off and die. I love Ghostbusters, but I'm sick and tired of fucking talking about Ghostbusters. That's all we've talked about for 3 years. Is this goddamn Ghostbuster shit, and they're bringing it up again, and I hope Paul Feig dies in a firestorm of dick, and that's all I've got to say about that tonight. I thank you guys for hanging out. Drop me a comment, drop me a like, let me know what you think, let me know about this Ghostbusters. What are you feeling on this? I'm hopeful. Like I said in my last video about Ghostbusters, I saw the image of Ecto-1, that they put out as a teaser image, and it really kind of fit with what I was hoping for in a Ghostbusters movie. I know it's just an image and it's reading a lot into it, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. You guys have a great night. Thanks.